Okay. So what is the function of diode rectifier? Because of because all of you maintain the notes, please. Yes, all of you write the notes. Write these 4 sentences. Power electronics belongs partly to power engineers and partly to electronic engineers. Okay, power engineering is mainly concerned with the generation, transmission, distribution, and utilization of electrical energy at high efficiency. Electronic engineering, on the other hand, is guided by distortion-less production, transmission, and reception of data and signals at very low power levels of the order of few watts or milliwatts. Power electronic is a subject that concern the application of electronic principles into situation that are rated at power levels rather than signal levels. Okay. Clear? Yes. Next. Next, put the heading types of converters. Put the heading types of power electronic converters. Types of power electronic converters. A power electronic converters. A power electronic converters. A power electronic converters are classified into a power electronic converters are classified into six types. Classified into six types. Classified into six types. First one. First one. Put the heading diode rectifier. Put the first one heading diode rectifier. Diode rectifier. Heading diode rectifier. Okay. So write down a diode rectifier. A diode rectifier. A diode rectifier will convert diode rectifier will convert from fixed AC input voltage into, it will convert from fixed AC input voltage into fixed DC output voltage. It will convert from fixed AC input voltage into fixed DC output voltage. Clear? So draw the first diagram. First one. Draw this diagram. Draw this diagram. Next, second one. Second one, put the heading AC to DC converters. Put the heading AC to DC converters. Yes. What is AC to DC converter? Please listen. Okay. What is the function of AC to DC converter? AC to DC converter or converters, don't write. First listen. Which will convert from fixed AC input voltage into the variable DC output voltage. Clear? So did you get the difference between these two? Here fixed AC into fixed DC, but here fixed AC into variable DC. Is it clear? So what we can say here, wherever we require the variable DC, in that places we can use the phase controlled rectifier, that is the converters. Clear? So this is the function of the AC to DC converters. Let's write down. AC to DC converters. AC to DC converters. AC to DC converters in ब्रैकेट में लिखो फेस कंट्रोल्ड रेक्टिफायर, फेस कंट्रोल्ड रेक्टिफायर्स. Okay, bracket close. Will convert from fixed AC input voltage into variable DC output voltage. From fixed AC input voltage into variable DC output voltage. Clear? Will convert from fixed AC input voltage into the variable DC output voltage. So draw this diagram. Draw this diagram and also write these applications. Next, draw this. Also write these applications. Also write the applications. ये पूरा लिखो. Main points लिखो. AC to DC converters are used in computers, televisions, cell phone chargers, electronic consumer devices, and they can also use in the medical appliances, military applications, telecommunications. Okay, can I change? Next. Next, third one, put the heading DC to AC converters. Third one, put the heading DC to AC converters. DC to AC converters. ब्रैकेट में क्या लिखने का? इन्वर्टर. Okay, what is the function of inverter? So listen, DC to AC. So how we can give the how we can define this inverters? Inverter is also one type of converter which will convert from fixed DC into variable AC. Clear? Inverter is also one type of converter here which will convert from fixed DC into variable AC. That is called as the inverters. Clear? So write down. Write that one and draw this diagram. Here input is fixed DC and output is variable AC. Okay, what are the applications? Commutation is used line load, line commutation, load commutation, forced commutation. So what is commutation? I will explain you later. Okay. Commutation क्या होता है? So that is the separate topic is there. Next, what are the applications of the inverters? Inverters can be used in AC drives, induction heating, UPS, HVDC transmission systems. AC drives, induction heating, UPS, and HVDC transmission systems. Can we write the electric vehicles? Can we write electrical vehicles? Okay, you can write also electric vehicles. In electric vehicles also we are using the inverters. Next, fourth one. Put the heading DC to DC converters. Put the heading DC to DC converters. In bracket क्या है? DC choppers. Right? In bracket DC choppers. So what is the function of the choppers? What is the function of chopper? DC to DC. So how we can give the definition? Chopper is a device which will convert from fixed DC into variable DC. DC to DC है, but variable. Output में क्या मिलेगा आपको? Variable. Clear? So chopper is converts from fixed DC voltage into fixed DC input voltage into variable DC output voltage. Fixed DC input voltage into variable DC output voltage. Clear? So here input is 230 volt DC and output is maybe variable, maybe 100 volts, 90 volts, and so on, etc. Clear? What are the applications of DC choppers? DC drives, subway cars, trolley trucks, battery driven vehicles, Next, fifth one is AC to AC converters in bracket AC choppers. Fifth one is AC to AC converters in bracket AC choppers. Okay, so what is the function of AC to AC converters? Fixed, this is the AC to AC. Fixed AC into variable AC. Okay, the AC to AC converter which will convert from fixed AC input voltage into the variable AC output voltage. Clear? Listen, just listen. Again, these AC to AC converters have been classified into two types. Again, what are those? Because here the frequency is present in the AC circuits. Okay, so first one, the AC voltage controller. First one is the AC voltage controller, and second one is the cycloconverters. First one is the AC voltage controllers, second one is the cycloconverters. Clear? So what is the difference between the AC voltage controller and cycloconverters? Both are same. Both are AC to AC converters, but difference is frequency. In the case of AC voltage controller, these AC voltage controller will convert from fixed AC input voltage into the variable AC voltage without changes in the frequency. Output side कोई frequency changes नहीं रहेगा. Clear? But in the case of cycloconverter, same as it is, it will convert from fixed AC input voltage into variable voltage and variable frequency. Clear? Output side क्या मिलेगा अपन को cycloconverter में? Variable voltage and variable frequency. Input AC, output AC. But output side, what we are getting? Variable voltage as well as frequencies also changes. That is the function of the cycloconverter. But in the case of AC voltage controller, it will convert from fixed AC input voltage into variable AC output voltage without changes in the frequency. So output side frequency changes. That is the small difference. Clear? So you can write these 2 points. Also write the computation is used, applications. Okay. Next, static switches. So can anyone tell about the static switches? Already we have discussed 2 lectures in previously. Means all the power semiconductor devices, all the power semiconductor devices are operated as switches. Already previous lectures we have discussed. So no need to explain about, again the static switches. They just read the one sentence. Clear? Okay, these are the types of power electronic converters. Okay, please, all of you read these, study these definitions. Okay, and you remember these functions. Function of diode rectifier, function of AC/DC converter. It's a very, very, very important. Clear? For oral examination. Next. So, what are the advantages of power electronics? We already discussed. Please. I already told what are why we are going for the power electrons. We have a number of advantages. Okay, so first one, the high efficiency due to low loss in power semiconductor devices. So already when the switch is on off, when the switch on होता है off होता है, very small amount of voltage will be dropped. That can be neglected. So due to this low amount of voltage drops, the power loss is also decreases. Is clear? So उससे क्या होता है? Efficiency increase होता है कि नहीं होता है? So ultimately what we can say, one of the main advantage of the power electronic is the efficiency will be increases. Okay, the efficiency of the system is increases or high. Next, high reliability of power electronic converter systems. Okay, because power semiconductor devices are small in size. Okay, and power electronic converters also small in size. We can travel or we can shift from one place to another place. Okay, and also it will operate very reliable. So due to this, what we can say, simply the power electronic converters are very reliable. Third one is the long life and less maintenance. Long life and less maintenance. Why we are calling it is having the long life? Because it is not having any moving part. It is not having any moving part. Power semiconductor device is a fixed device. Automatically it will on, automatically it will off. Okay, it is not having any moving part. जैसे switch है अपने पास, switch अपन को moving part है. Okay, अगर we are using the number of times, then what will happen? The switch may be damages because it is having a moving part. Clear? But the power semiconductor device is operated as switches, but it is not having any moving part. So due to this, automatically what will happening? The lifelong of the power semiconductor devices will be increases. Okay. Next one, fast dynamic response of the power electronic systems. So obviously, जैसे signal मिलते तुरंत turn on होता है. The dynamic response, the time response of the power semiconductor device is very fast. Okay. Next one, small in size, less weight, results in less floor space required and lower installation cost. पावर सेमीकंडक्टर डिवाइसेस का कॉस्ट कितना है? वेरी लो compared with the previous techniques. The power electronic converters or the power electronic devices, the cost is very low. So by using this power semiconductor devices, whatever we are making the kit, that is also low. The cost of that equipment is also low. So we can say the economical cost of the power electronic circuits is low and less small in size. Small in size. Next, less weight. Okay, size small है तो weight भी इसको कम रहेगा ना. And also less space is required. Less space is required for installation purpose. So all these are the advantages. Clear? So efficiency, reliable, economical cost, and next long life and less maintenance. Okay, and small size, fast dynamic response. So all these are advantages of the power electronic converters. NSS. कौन कौन NSS में? Okay, just wait. I will stop. Shh. Please. Shh.